Welcome to the real world. Whoa, 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 yeah. Yeah, go live it, enjoy it, uplive it. Live your life. Go live your life. Any old way you choose. Live it through the battles and the bruise. Go live your life. It doesn't matter what they say. What you eat don't make me puke anyway. Go live your life. If their list is black or white, they will know they can't win that fight. Go live your life. And even when they think it's rigged, let them know it's your life to live. Yeah.
Greetings and welcome to Jesse I Interviews. As always, I'm recording this podcast on the unceded Aboriginal lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation in the city of Naarm, aka Melbourne, Australia. This episode features another interview from long ago, back in the Yes I days. There's not much to say about this one really. It was a phone interview arranged through my friend Barry from DIA Records in New York, who gets a mention in it. Ed was a nice guy and he subsequently voiced some dubplate specials for my sound Chantdown for free, which actually got a killer response in every clash we ever played them in. Big dubs. Let's get right into it. A very young Jesse I interviews Ed Robinson back in December 2000.
How come you're so strong and mighty? You claim you are roughneck, then why you hit and run? Are you running from the slaughter to come as a roughneck? Tell 'em why you hit and run when you're so strong and mighty. You claim you are roughneck, then why you hit and run? Are you running from the sound clash to come as a roughneck? Tell 'em why you hit and run when you're so strong and mighty.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's what we need. All right. So, I do a radio show here in Melbourne, in Australia, Ed, called Chantdown Babylon.
Uh-huh.
So it's the biggest reggae show in Melbourne. So I'm
one.
just going to do a pre-record here for to play on the air on. I might play it after New Year's. I might save it a few weeks.
No problem, bro.
So I'll read an intro like it's going to air, and that way I can play it at the time.
Uh-huh.
Okay. With me right now on the line, I have a veteran of the reggae scene. He's sung on many tunes, produced many tunes. Ed Robinson, thanks for joining us here on Chantdown Babylon.
Give thanks, Bridget. Give thanks.
Yes, Well, I'd like to start at the beginning and get a little information on whereabouts and when were you born?
Born in Spanish Town, St. Catch in Jamaica in 61.
Right.
So you know my age. Been in the business for about, maybe 10. You know.
So,
yeah, man.
So what was life like growing up there?
In Jamaica?
Yeah.
I guess back then, it was cool, it was okay, but, because we didn't know no better, but after a while you get out of it, it was like, whoa,
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how you deal with it looking back, but it was okay back then.
Right. Well,
You know what I mean?
when did you start to get interested in the music business?
Ever since I was like 9 years old, man. I'd sneak in a house, in a home, somebody's yard. You ever heard of Colonel Campbell, right?
Yes,
Yeah, man, I sneak in Colonel Campbell's, yard. It was rehearsing and
Yes.
stuff like that on their, what they call veranda in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So that's how that was the the beginning of everything, man. I saw a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
The drummer was playing, right, and that was my main interest, man. Ever since then, my life hasn't been the same.
Yeah. Yes, that's a way to go. So what was the first break you got in the business, you think?
My first big break really was with a band called Native. It was a rock and roll band out of Ocho Rios. That was my biggest break. That my first big break, really.
Right.
But I used to play drum for like Baba Andy, Rascarby, you name them. I played drums for them because I started out as a drummer, really.
Yeah.
But my first big break really was with a band called Native. They come out of Ocho Rios. It was a Jamaican white band, rock and roll. They played only rock and roll, not reggae.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Right. How did you come to get involved with that?
I was like playing on the hotel circuit. In Jamaica they got what they call the hotel circuit, right? With like entertain tourists and stuff like that. So we play like top 40 records,
Sure.
And then I was down there playing one night, over by Jack Ruby. And, they came up and saw me and they was like, oh, we're looking for a drummer, because a drummer just got in an accident and lost his leg.
Ooh.
Lost one of his leg or something, so that's why I joined the band, man. It just happened out of the blue.
Right.
And ever since then, it was like uphill since then, From
Sure.
there, I move on to, I replaced Carly Bart in the Wailers.
Right.
After Carly Bart got killed,
Okay.
God rest his soul, man, but after he got, he died and everything, I replaced him in the band. I was with the band for about, 2 years.
Right.
That's when I started, start doing my vocal thing.
Right.
And then we move on to start recording singles for me, so
Yes, sir. What was...
that was my move, man.
Right. What was the first single that you released with you as a vocalist?
A song called Ain't That Lovin' You by Alton Ellis. I think it was one of them old American songs.
Mm.
But Alton Ellis did it, and I liked it, so
Yeah.
I went in the studio. Somebody had the track. A friend of mine had the track to it, so I sing on it, and it was like, I want you to sing the record.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that was my first single, really.
Right.
And after that, I did Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was a big hit, that one, what?
Yeah, that was a big hit.
Right.
That was a big hit. And right after that, I did the Sunsplash move, and I got signed to MCA, right? The same night I did the Sunsplash.
Really?
Yeah, man.
So is that the Sunsplash one where because I've got a Sunsplash concert and it's got a wicked performance of Roughneck and Rude Boy.
Right.
So
That was it.
Right.
That was it.
So the MCA heard
that was
those
the
songs.
same night I got signed to MCA. I got signed to them for like 3 years, man.
Right. So did you did you put out a full album on MCA?
No, actually, the deal went sour. They fired everybody around me while I was I was recording the album. They fired the A&R, the president, everybody that signed me, everybody that came down to Jamaica and signed, all the people, got fired. So, so that was a problem, and nothing worked out with that MCA deal. But I got bought out by Warner Brothers from them, really.
Okay.
So I was with Warner Brothers for a few years. That's how I eventually become into the production business, because I started producing over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed I've seen your name on some non-reggae albums as well. Is that stuff you produced over there?
Right. I did a lot of work, man. I did work with Eric Benet. I did work with Madonna. I did a lot of work with different people.
All right.
So I'm just heavy into the production business right now.
Sure.
So now I got a studio in New York where I'm doing a lot of production. So we got this one female vocalist called Honey Williams.
Okay.
That we're doing some things with right now.
Right.
So that's our next move right now.
Right. So do you actually own that studio yourself?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
So how did you go about building that up? And I know you're in the dubplate business as well. How did you decide to sort of get into all that stuff?
Well, actually, Pat Anthony is who got me involved in doing the dubplate stuff, really. But I'm into production. So in this complex, there's 2 studios. One for dubplate and all that stuff, and one for straight up record production.
Right. Okay.
Right. So Pat Anthony actually runs the dubplate section. I really don't get involved with it. Minor. Every now and then I get involved with it. I go over there and run, do engineering stuff and all that. But that's his baby around there.
Right. Okay. I see.
Right.
So getting back to your solo stuff just for a minute. I know you released the album Once Again in 1992 on VP.
Right.
Well, was that your first full album?
That was my second full album. The first one was on a local scale back home.
Right.
I don't even remember the name of that one, but it was a black and white picture on that one.
Right.
But that was a cool little album. We did that, in one of them little 8-track facility and all that stuff. Starting out,
Sure.
Yeah, but after that I did the Once Again album, which was one of them projects that, you go in the studio with a bunch of money and the big producers and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So that was the big budget album.
Right.
Yeah.
So I understand.
That was my first album, and I've done one since then. I have one right now that we trying to, I'm about to drop, but, I've been I was trying to drop a greatest hit album before, because, I did a bunch of singles, Roughneck and Rude Boy. With Buju Banton and all of that, Yeah, a bunch of singles. You know how the deal is in Jamaica, where you work for different producers and all that stuff.
Definitely.
Different labels,
Yeah, well, greatest hits package would be very good, because some of those singles are pretty hard to find these days.
Right. So I've been I'm in the process of gathering up all them singles right now.
Right.
I think I'm about 15 in the bag right now. About 15 of them singles, like straight up hard to find singles.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna put about 13 or to 15 on there though.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Right, and so I understand the record you're about to drop, that's the new one with DIA Records?
Right.
Right. So
Right.
how did the association with DIA come about?
It's like out of the blue, man. He just walked in the studio one day with Junior Demas, and he was like, "Oh, Ed Robinson," and everything clicked since then.
So
everything just clicked. It's one of them simple things, man. It's like it's kind of hard to come up with a story how it happened. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
So what can we expect from this new album?
Well, we got some really tight tracks coming out, man.
Okay.
We kind of geared it for the American market right now.
Right.
In terms of what's really happening on the scene, because you know how the scene gets, not too much hardcore reggae really bumping. So we try to take it like to that level right now.
Sure.
Hardcore reggae plus radio stuff, American radio stuff, and all of that.
Okay. Right. Well, obviously reggae music's been through a lot of changes over the years, and like in the time you've been involved with it.
A little bit too much changes, man.
Yeah.
To be honest, a little bit too much changes. There's too much experimenting going on with it. It's not really one format, or nobody stick to a format anymore and try and improve on that. Everybody's experimenting here, putting this thing, so. But what can I say, man?
Do you feel that your music's changed much over the years, or you think you've been pretty consistent with the type of groove you've been doing?
It's pretty consistent, bro. Because like I got one theory, man. If it's not busted, why fix it? You know what I'm saying? So my stuff is pretty much more on the knocking on heaven's door level, because that's the level that I made,
Right.
my debut with. So,
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just made improvement to it. I don't really change it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Well, I wanted to ask you as well. Reggae music's always connected to Rastafari, but obviously not all reggae artists are Rasta. I've noticed your music sort of leans towards the Lovers tunes in some ways, and also the Soundboy Killers. I've heard there's some serious killers.
Right.
Well,
I do a lot of sound stuff. I do a lot of, dancehall stuff, because that's like my introduction to recording and all of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But my main focus is on musical stuff. Like the knocking on heaven's door. Very musical. If you listen to like Bob Marley stuff, you'll find lead guitars, saxophone. You know what I mean? You find stuff with solo work. Saxophone solos and all that. That's really my main focus right now.
Right.
Trying to get it as musical as possible, because I'm heavy into live performances.
Right. Yeah.
I'm heavy into that, so I gear my work to like you can't be too far from the live band situation. You know what I mean? Right.
Well, I guess that also, I guess, connects to the dubplate studio in some ways, because I think what a lot of people love about the dubplate vibes is it's really like a live show in a sense. You get people go in there and it's just they give it their all.
Right.
So you get those vibes coming out there.
Oh yeah, the dubplate thing is a great thing. When I tell you, in a lot of ways, the dubplate kind of slowed down a lot of new artists. To me, my personal opinion. Because I've seen it over the years, a lot of new artists, very good, very talented people, but they come in and like they spend a little bit too much time hustling the dub thing.
Okay.
So their time kind of run out, and that whole creative vibe and that creative juice kind of lessen over the years. So to me, it's like 50% great and 50% bad.
Right, I see.
But a person just have to know how to balance that act really.
Sure.
But it can be a destructive thing for some of them new artists coming into business, because it's like their mental start gearing towards hustling. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion, though.
Right. That's interesting.
For real.
Well, we're running out of time, Ed. But are there any parting messages you've got for the Australian Massive here?
Hey, I'm hoping to be there as early as possible, man. Somewhere within 2001, somewhere there, man.
Yeah, we'd love to see you here.
For real.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you very much, Ed Robinson, for speaking to us here at Chantown, Babylon.
All right, my brother. Respect.
All right, big respect.
And big up, Sid.
Yes, sir.
Give thanks.
Well, that's a nice one. That came across really well, I think, Ed.
All right, my brother. Respect.
Yeah, thanks heaps for doing that.
All right, cool.
And thanks. I know Junior Demas did the dub plate with Barry for my sound. We just started a sound here in Australia a little while back,
Right.
and Alpheus passed through and recorded a dub there, and wicked quality.
Oh yeah, I did that for him too.
Yes, sir. So was that you, or was that Pat Anthony that did the engineering on those?
I'm not too sure who did that work, but I know I was in the studio with it.
Yes, sir. Well, that's
I'm
wicked.
not too sure.
Wicked stuff. So thank you very, very much, and thanks for the interview.
Thanks, my brother. Give thanks.
That's terrific.
Yeah, all right. My brother want to shout to you here. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I respect.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, yo, Jesse.
Yeah, Barry.
Hey, thanks a lot, man.
Hey, thank you, man. That was really good.
Ooh, oh, now. Oh, well. Ooh, oh, now. I heard him say, Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. I feel I'm a knocking on heaven's door. And right now, I'm knocking on a heaven's door, boy. Knocking on a heaven's door.
Ed Robinson speaking to me there from New York back in December 2000. That's it for this episode. If you enjoy the podcast, please consider helping me cover the hosting costs, which you can do by becoming a patron for as little as a few bucks a month. Just head over to patreon.com/Jesse_I_interviews. On that note, big up the patrons, the Don Armageddon Time, the Real General Empress Irie, and me Idrins Tom Tanaki and Ben Debney. Thanks for listening. Eyes every time.
Now when I see large up all massive and crew, big up man like Jesse I. Ras Crucial, I see. Are the great things, alright? Ed Robinson talk, we don't take back and rewind and subtract talk, you hear me? Melbourne, Australia, we come for murder, son. Alright, little sound boys, keep on talking. Look more, you have to start the running. If I'm a sound boy at this, you better not miss a step across, chant, don't bother. I'm a sound boy, done this, chuck. That mess, skin I go burn it like a flipper. Say from a sound boy, I gears it better go on it waist. Chant down the shotguns, we bust them, yo. Notchless, no fuss, chant. I saw you take a bribe to get you wanna stay alive, and you start to ramp rough and tough. And now you come around acting like a bloody clown and erase your mouth enough. But to play sound, don't test, you might cause a mess. Don't need a disrespect, no yo. Ease off the mouth talk, easy how you take a walk. Show some respect from my sound boy at this. You better not miss a step across, chant, don't bother.